Yeah, I felt bad. He sent me his number last night. No, like yesterday at noon, and I forgot to put him in the group text.
Ah,
That was my bad.
oops.
Okay. So, does everybody have the quiz open?
Yeah, I think I'm there. Just to confirm, we just need the two things: the handout, and then really, I guess the quiz we're gonna do all together, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the handout. I'll pull that up. Okay, so how should we do this? Do you guys want to go through like one by one, or just bring up any we had issues on?
For the homework, or
Yeah, the part 2 of the homework handout.
Did anyone have questions about the part one that that you went through that you had questions about?
I don't know why, but I was confused to stratified and cluster. Like I got all the other ones all right, but those two I kept confusing with each other.
Oh yeah. The way I remember it is just like stratified separates people who like have similarities.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll take a group of people who have this similarity and they'll kind of separate them up by that way, and then select a random sampling from each of those similar groups.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like takes a random group that has a mix of people and.
That's what I gathered. It was kind of like stratified, like the example they use in the homework is people under 18, 18 to 49, 50 to 69, and over 69, and that takes an even amount from each of those groups to get an idea of what each subset has that's unique or different.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's typically like one kind of group, but taken from a bunch of different sources. So it's like, the example. See, this is kind of that number 6. So like the part C, or no, sorry, part D was stratified. I said part E was the cluster because it's all the same kind of people, but it's actually a random distribution. Whereas like part A is a convenience because it's just everybody that goes into the store. So it's and she's asking them all point blank, and they're all people that have, gone to a clinic for something, and she's asking them about a drug that they take. Anyway, so I mean that's wrong, but that's how I understood it. So I don't know if anyone has a differing opinion on those.
No, that's like how I thought of it too.
Okay, I mean that's just how I understood it. And then I did systematic sampling for B because it's the one where it starts randomly and goes every 1,000th, and then simple random sampling for the C because there's no rhyme or reason. They just picked a population and did random throughout.
When there's no other good answer, it's SRS.
Yeah. You don't know? Okay, then it's SRS.
Right.
So that was 6. You can go over 7, I guess. Let's
7. I said A was cluster.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what I got.
And then simple.
Yeah, I did the.
Yeah, I had that too.
For B, I did the SRS.
And then Stratified?
That's what I did.
That's what I had.
Systematic.
That's systematic. Yeah.
Yep.
For letter A, I had observational.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just because they didn't set anything up, she just like started
Yeah.
asking. She just started polling.
Yeah, she didn't set up a specified number of people and execute the treatment or whatnot. It was an after the fact survey. So and experimental for B, the actual study, and they have a set number of subjects, and then they set up didn't they set up a control group? Yeah, so they had two groups. I did experimental B.
And then 9 was a designed experiment, right?
Mm-hmm.
The subjects were the people being tested.
Mm-hmm.
The response was like the level of skin irritation.
Yep.
And the cream.
And treatments were however much cream they got. Cool.
I think that's everything for the homework. So it says we can do this together, but we all need to make sure to do it and submit it because we get judged or graded just off of our submission. So
Okay. Do you guys all have it up, or do you want me to screen share? Or
I have it up. I might as well do it while we're doing it, just so that it's out of the way.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm just gonna submit it while we're here.
Yeah, just do it all right now.
Does that sound good, Matt and Kylie, or do you want one of us to?
Yep,
screen
sounds
share?
good to me.
Okay. Okay, so number 3, which is the first
Real question.
real, yeah. It says researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently within an hour after class helps students perform better on exams than if the students wait to review the material the day before the exam. To answer this question, researchers are trying to determine if an observational study or an experiment would be more appropriate. They're discussing who the population will be and how they will determine which sampling method will best represent the population. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process are the researchers currently applying? I would think design.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's what needs to be done in order to.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Cool. You guys want to kind of rotate through? Someone else take 4.
I can read it. A researcher has collected the results of a survey where the participants were asked how many hours of TV they watched each day. The researcher tallies the frequencies for each category and computes mean number of hours watched. She then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process that the researcher studied? Describing the data.
That's what I'm leaning towards, but I could see. Yeah, I think it's describe the data.
Let me see here.
Describing the data says creating graphs or calculating statistics to help describe the data.
Yeah, I think you're right. At first, I was leaning towards collect, but it actually goes into what she does with the data afterwards. So it's a little more than just collecting.
I was thinking inferences just because on the textbook, the little logo for the inferences one is like a graph,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's right.
Let's do the describe, because she actually hasn't said anything about what that means. Or
Yeah, I think it's definitely describe.
we may circle around back to it just if we see something else that gives us more information about it. But
Right, who's next?
I can do it. Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the globe. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support the fast food business. Of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. The list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The researchers receive 1,049 responses. The population is 49 people who respond. The citizens of Mumbai cannot be determined. So in this situation, I would say the population is the city of Mumbai. The sample is the 3,000 people, right?
Say that again.
So it asks what the population is, and I think that is the whole city of Mumbai, even though they only sampled the 3,000 people. But the population is basically everybody, the subset that they're testing for.
Okay.
So you're saying the
sample group is.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because in the textbook underneath the design, it says a sample is a subset of a population. The information gained from the sample is used to make an inference or generalization about the population. Or the population. Wow, I can't function.
Mumbai.
Yeah, so the population would be the actual whole city, and the sample that they're using to the barometer for it is this sample. So the entire population that they're testing is the city.
Okay, yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
Oh, and then the next question asks what the sample is.
Yeah, well, that made a good old 1-2.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Okay. I can take this one.
Okay.
Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour after class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in this study claim that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher then gives you a short 10-question quiz where your score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting? That's a long question.
It is.
I would say quantitative because they're actually looking for a percentage of correct questions and not necessarily what your answers are.
Yeah, I agree.
You said quantitative.
Because that's how they've measured everything up to this point, right? 58%, 44%, 25%.
Mhm.
It's not a I mean, it's a quantitative measurement and not a categorical one.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, number 8.
Okay.
Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop. Oh, okay. Everything's
Same question.
What's different? Asks you to take. Oh, after the 6th day, your teacher asks you if you feel confident that you have retained at least 50% of the material. He then records your response as a yes or a no. What type of data is your teacher collecting?
Then that's categorical because it doesn't.
No.
You can't manipulate the yeses and nos by doing math on it. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as. Is this the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same question again.
So,
Your teacher. Wait. Which is your teacher also selects a group to give more review to the materials over the 6 days. This group is called.
so is that the control group?
Yeah, that's control group. That's the group that they don't do anything different. They stay the same to, give us a base of reference for the other people. So yeah, control group.
Cool.
So number
10. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
is that where we're at?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So which of the following would be considered experimental design? A telephone poll asking people about whether or not they vaccinate their children, administer tuberculosis vaccine to one group and giving a placebo to another, a census, a mailed survey asking people whether or not they received the tuberculosis vaccine. So I'm going to guess it's the second one. The one that's actually administered to a subset and a placebo to a second group.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Number 11, in a study to determine the average wage of people in Mumbai, which of the following would be the best sample? Average wage of working people. Okay, so every 10th worker that you meet as you travel the streets of Mumbai, so that's systematic. All the workers in one working district of Mumbai. That's like one cluster, right? Just one district. Many randomly selected workers in each of several working districts in Mumbai, or all the female workers.
C, right?
Which would be
Probably.
Go ahead, C is what makes the most sense to me. Where if you do every 10th worker as you meet, I mean, really that could be the same problem as B, and it could even be worse because you only get people that are not working right then. So it's
right.
if you do it at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you get people that are working regular 9-to-5 jobs. You're not getting any of the subset of people that work swing shifts or maybe the less desirable jobs, and so you're kind of askew. Whereas if you go off of all the different districts and you take that stratified review of it, I think it gets the best sample.
Yeah, I think that's the only one. It's the only one that spans multiple districts.
So we're going with C.
Yeah, the many randomly selected workers in each of several working districts.
Okay, you want to become the next Dennis Salk and produce a vaccine that will help cure children of respiratory something virus. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experimental units or subjects?
The children. Right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Or
you are correct.
the vaccine is the treatment
Yeah.
and the placebo.
That's the exact example from the video. It is the children.
Okay, next one is the same question, but it asks, what are the treatments?
Either
That's
vaccine.
The vaccine.
Pretty easy.
Same time, did everyone get that vaccine right?
Yes.
Okay, let's do 14. In 1992, the U.S. government supported a study that was run for 15 years where 4,608 low-income families were given a chance to move to a less impoverished areas. They distributed vouchers and provided various support systems. The researchers wanted to determine if people out of poor neighborhoods the poverty levels of U.S. citizens. The low-income families were randomly assigned to one of the following three groups. One, the MTO Low Poverty Voucher, LPV group, which receives Section 8 certificate vouchers only in low poverty areas with less than 10% of the population below the poverty line in 1990, along with counseling and assistance finding a private unit to lease. Two, the traditional voucher group, which received regular Section 8 certificates or vouchers, geographically unrestricted, and ordinary briefings and assistance from the PHAs, which is the local public housing authorities. And three, that could receive no certificates or vouchers but remained eligible for public or project-based housing and other social programs to which families would otherwise have been entitled. The study is a observational, experiment, or neither. I would say it's an experiment situation because it's not just seeing what people would do, but they're actually doing a outside influence structure. There's a time frame. They actually did an even distribution of people and administered different levels of the treatment. So, anyone want to argue the
I agree.
opposite?
I agree.
Nope.
No. Sorry, my connection dropped out there.
Yeah, it looked like it stuttered. But if everyone got it, then we're good. So.
Yeah.
All right. So then we just have to match up the 5 steps.
Okay, step 1 is
It's throwing me off the way they have this set up.
I know.
Like number one, step 3, which is actually number 4. Like what? It's kind of hurt my brain for the numbers to not match anything.
Step 1 is number 3, though. Design the studies first.
5. Then collect data.
Yeah.
Collect data.
Step 2 is
Step
1.
2. Step 3 is describe,
So 4.
which is 4.
Step 3 is 4. Step 4, make inferences. And then take action.
2.
So 1, 3, 4, 5, 2.
I have 2, 1, 4, 3, 5.
Oh, maybe ours.
I think they might be different.
Oh,
I think-
okay.
Yeah.
Why they randomize it, but at the same time, this is like the worst thing that can be done to me. Okay, so let's do it this way. So step 1 is design the study, right?
Yes.
Okay, step 2 is collecting the data.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Step 3
Describe.
is describe the data.
Mm-hmm.
Step 4 is make inferences. And
Mhm.
then step 5 is take action.
Yeah.
And my brain did not like that.
Okay, I'm submitting.
Okay, tell us how you did.
Okay.
Oh man, I got 1,000,000%.
Me too.
We did it, guys. We did it.
We're starting strong.
Oh man, this is so great.
Maybe next week
I
we'll
have one
have
less.
in the homework.
What?
I said maybe next week there'll be some numbers in the homework.
Yeah.
How often are we supposed to be meeting? I kind of missed that.
Twice a week.
Twice a week. Hot dang. All right. Okay.
A bummer. Not that I don't like you guys, but that's a lot of time.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's not a big deal. You guys seem pretty chill, but
Except when we have other classes that we have to meet in twice a week.
yeah. Yeah, this is one of 5 classes for me. So I'm just, and then working full time and doing like 10 other things. So it's real great.
Just 10?
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much everything we need to do for today, right?
Yep. I will post this video on the discussion board, and then we'll meet on Thursday at 8. Is that what we decided?
Think so.
Yeah, Thursday at 8.
Okay.
We didn't do any other changes, right? This is you have to be like, not everyone has to post it. Just somebody in our group. Is that right?
Probably.
That was my impression.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. If you, yeah.
If there's any questions, hit up the old text chat and we'll go over it.
Okay, I'm gonna start a new text chat with Daniel in it too
Okay,
right now
sounds good. Yeah,
before I forget.
sounds
Okay.
good.
Bye everybody.
See ya.
Take it easy.